Hey there! Have you ever had that feeling, like there's something more out there for you? Maybe you've caught yourself daydreaming about a life filled with more joy, more purpose, or even just a little more peace. If that sounds like you, then you're in the perfect spot. Welcome to Chapter 1 of our journey through Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. I'm so excited you're here because today, we're going to unlock something incredible, your infinite potential. This chapter is all about 2 amazing ideas, the law of pure potentiality and the law of giving. Don't let the fancy names scare you. They're simple, powerful tools that can change the way you see yourself and the world. My goal? To make this fun, easy to get, and totally relatable, so you can start using these laws in your life today. Picture me as your friend, sitting across from you with a coffee, sharing some life-changing wisdom. So get comfy, maybe grab a snack, and let's dive into awakening your infinite potential. Trust me, you're going to love this. Before we jump into the laws, let's talk about why they matter. Success isn't just about hustling harder or waiting for luck to strike. Deepak Chopra teaches us that real success, the kind that feels fulfilling, comes from syncing up with the universe's natural flow. These 7 laws are like a roadmap to get there. When you follow them, life stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like an adventure. Today, we're starting with the first 2 laws because they're the foundation. They help you wake up to who you really are and how you can live in harmony with everything around you. Ready? Let's go! Okay, let's start with the law of pure potentiality. It sounds a bit mystical, right? But it's actually super simple, and honestly, kind of mind-blowing. Here's the gist. Deep down, at your core, you're not just your job, your to-do list, or your stress. You're something way bigger. Chopra calls it pure consciousness, this infinite, creative energy that's part of you and part of the universe. And because of that, you have unlimited potential. Think of it like this, picture a tiny acorn. It's small, right? But inside that acorn is everything it needs to grow into a giant oak tree. Roots, branches, leaves, the works. You can't see it yet, but it's all there, waiting. That's you? You've got this incredible potential inside, ready to bloom into whatever you dream of, whether it's a new career, deeper relationships, or just feeling more alive. Chopra puts it perfectly. The source of all creation is pure consciousness. Realizing our true self is pure potentiality. In other words, when you connect with who you really are, you tap into a limitless well of possibilities. How cool is that? Now you might be wondering, okay, but how do I connect with that? Life's busy. I've got laundry to fold and emails to answer. Don't worry, Chopra's got us covered with 3 easy practices: silence, meditation, and nature. Let's break them down. First, silence. Our world is loud, phones pinging, kids yelling, traffic humming. But when you take a moment to just be quiet, something shifts. You start to hear your own thoughts, your own heart. It's like pressing pause on the chaos so you can tune into that infinite part of you. You don't need hours, even 5 minutes can work wonders. Second, meditation. Don't panic if you've never tried it. This isn't about becoming a monk. It's just about sitting still and focusing on something simple, like your breath. Chopra says meditation helps you peel back the layers of stress and distraction to find that calm, creative space inside. Start with a couple of minutes a day. Breathe in, breathe out, and let your mind settle. And third, nature. Ever feel lighter after a walk in the park or sitting by a river? That's not random. Nature reminds us we're part of something huge. It's like a reset button for your soul. Even stepping outside for a bit can spark that connection to your potential. Here's a little story from my own life. A while back, I was stuck in a rut, work was draining, and I felt like I was just going through the motions. Then I tried something. I'd sit on my porch every morning, no phone, just quiet for 5 minutes. At first, my brain was like, what are we doing? But after a few days, I felt calmer. Ideas started popping up, things I hadn't thought of in ages. That tiny bit of silence helped me see possibilities I'd missed. That's the law of pure potentiality in action. Let's try something together right now. It'll take 30 seconds, I promise. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, and take a slow, deep breath. Feel the air fill your chest. Now exhale, and imagine letting go of any tension, like it's floating away. Take one more breath, then open your eyes. How do you feel? Even that little pause can wake up that quiet, powerful part of you. The law of pure potentiality is about remembering you're not stuck. You're infinite. You've got the power to create, to dream, to grow. It's all in there, waiting for you to tap into it. Alright, now that we've stirred up your infinite potential, let's talk about how to share it with the world. That's where the law of giving comes in. This one's all about flow, giving and receiving, like a dance the universe does all the time. Chopra says the more you give, the more you will receive. But here's the trick, it's not about giving because you have to, it's about giving because it feels good. Picture this, you're walking down the street, and you smile at a stranger. They smile back, and suddenly, your day's a little brighter. That's giving and receiving in action. Or maybe you bring a coffee to a coworker, and later, they help you with something. It's this beautiful cycle. The universe loves that flow. When you give, you're telling it, I've got enough to share, and it sends more your way. But it's not just about stuff. You can give a kind word, a laugh, a moment of your time. Chopra suggests making it a habit. Every day, give something to everyone you meet. It could be a compliment, a thank you, or even a quiet wish for their happiness. Small acts, big impact. Let me tell you how this flipped a switch for me. I used to be a hoarder, not of stuff, but of my energy. I'd think, I don't have time to help, or I need to save my good vibes for me. Then I read about this law and decided to experiment. I started giving one genuine compliment a day. Like, hey, you've got a great laugh, or thanks for being so patient. At first, it felt weird, but soon, people lit up. And guess what? I started feeling lighter too. Friends reached out more, little opportunities popped up. It was like the universe noticed. That's the magic of giving. It's not about keeping score, it's about trusting the flow. And honestly, it's fun. Who doesn't love making someone's day a little better? So, how do you start? Easy. Think of one tiny thing you can give today. Maybe tell your barista, you make the best coffee, or text a friend, you're awesome. Notice how it feels, not just for them, but for you. Here's a pro tip. Keep track of your giving for a week. Jot down what you gave and how it came back to you. You'll be amazed at the pattern. Oh, and one more thing. Don't block the flow by refusing to receive. If someone compliments you, say thank you instead of brushing it off. If they offer help, take it. Giving and receiving go hand in hand, like inhaling and exhaling. You need both. Now, let's tie these two laws together because they're like best friends. The law of pure potentiality is about finding that infinite spark inside you, your inner light. The law of giving is about shining that light outward and letting it bounce back. Imagine you're a river. The first law fills you up with fresh, flowing water, your potential. The second law keeps that water moving, sharing it with the world and letting more flow in. When you're connected to your true self and giving from that place, life feels alive, abundant, effortless. Or think of it like a garden. The law of pure potentiality is the rich soil where anything can grow. The law of giving is planting seeds and watering them, knowing the harvest will come. It's a cycle of growth and connection, and you're at the heart of it. So, what have we learned today? The law of pure potentiality says you're infinite, full of possibilities just waiting to unfold. You tap into it with silence, meditation, and nature. The law of giving says that by sharing what you've got, whether it's a smile or a helping hand, you invite more abundance into your life. Together, they're like a power duo, waking you up to your potential and showing you how to live it. Now let's start the chapter 2 of our journey through Deepak Chopra's 7 spiritual laws of success. If you caught chapter 1, you already know we're diving into some life-changing stuff. If you're just joining, no worries. This is going to be super easy to follow, and trust me, it's going to make sense. Today, we're talking about aligning with universal flow. Sounds a little fancy, right? But it's actually all about making life feel smoother, less like a battle, and more like a dance. We're covering 3 amazing laws: the law of karma, the law of least effort, and the law of intention and desire. These are like secret tools to help you stop forcing things and start flowing with the universe's natural rhythm. Picture this: you know those days when everything just clicks? You're in the right place at the right time, and things fall into place without you even trying? That's what these laws are all about, helping you create more of those moments. And the best part? You don't need to be a spiritual guru to get it. These ideas are for everyone, and I'm here to break them down in a way that's fun, relatable, and totally doable. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get into it. By the end of this, you'll feel like you've got a whole new way to approach life. Ready? Let's go! Alright, let's start with the law of karma. You've probably heard the word karma before, maybe in a movie or a song. People say things like, karma's gonna get you. But what does it really mean? In simple terms, karma is the idea that every action has a reaction. It's like a boomerang. What you throw out into the world comes back to you, good or bad. Chopra puts it like this: every action generates a force of energy that returns to us in like kind. So, if you're kind, kindness comes back. If you're grumpy, well, you might get some grumpiness in return. It's not about punishment, it's about learning and growing. Think of it like planting seeds. If you plant apple seeds, you get apple trees. If you plant thistle seeds, you get prickly weeds. Your actions are the seeds, and your life is the garden. So, the law of karma is all about choosing your actions wisely because they shape your future. But here's the cool part: you're not stuck with the seeds you've already planted. You can always choose to plant new ones. Every moment is a chance to make a better choice. Chopra says, every time you're tempted to react in the same old way, ask if you want to be a prisoner of the past or a pioneer of the future. That's powerful, right? You get to decide. Let me share a story to make this real. A while back, I had a coworker who drove me nuts. Let's call him Dave. Dave was always late, always complaining, and it felt like he sucked the energy out of the room. My usual reaction? I'd snap at him or roll my eyes. But guess what? That just made things worse. We'd end up in these petty arguments, and I'd leave work feeling drained. Then I learned about the law of karma. I thought, okay, maybe I can try something different. So one day, instead of reacting with frustration, I took a deep breath and said, "Hey Dave, rough morning?" He looked surprised, then opened up about some personal stuff he was dealing with. Turns out, he wasn't trying to be annoying, he was just overwhelmed. After that, things shifted. We weren't best friends, but the tension eased, and work felt lighter. That's karma in action. I changed my action, my seed, and the outcome changed. It wasn't magic, it was just choosing a better response. So how can you use this? Next time you're in a tricky situation, pause for a second. Ask yourself, what kind of energy do I want to put out there? If you want peace, choose a peaceful action. If you want understanding, offer it first. It's like steering your own ship. You decide the direction. Here's a quick exercise. Think of one person or situation that usually gets under your skin. Now, imagine responding with kindness or patience instead of your usual reaction. How might that change things? You don't have to fix everything at once. Just try it once and see what happens. Remember, small seeds can grow into big trees. Okay, moving on to the law of least effort. This one's a game changer, especially if you're someone who feels like you're always pushing, striving, or stressing to make things happen. The law of least effort says that nature's intelligence functions with effortless ease. Think about how flowers bloom or birds fly. They don't strain, they just do what comes naturally. And guess what? You can too. Chopra breaks this law into 3 parts: acceptance, responsibility, and defenselessness. Let's unpack these because they're simpler than they sound. First, acceptance. This means accepting things as they are right now, not fighting reality. It doesn't mean you like everything or that you won't try to change it later. It just means you stop wasting energy wishing things were different. For example, if it's raining, you can't stop the rain, but you can grab an umbrella and keep going. Second, responsibility. This isn't about blame, it's about owning your power to respond. Chopra says, when you take responsibility, you're not blaming anyone, including yourself. It's about saying, okay, this is my situation. What can I do from here? Third, defenselessness. This one's tricky but cool. It means you don't need to defend your point of view or convince everyone you're right. You let go of the need to win arguments. Instead, you stay open and flexible. It's like being a tree that bends in the wind instead of snapping. When you practice these three things, life feels less like a struggle and more like a flow. You're not forcing things, you're aligning with what's already happening. Let me tell you how this law changed my mornings. I used to wake up, check my phone, and immediately feel stressed about all the things I had to do. I'd rush through breakfast, snap at my partner if they were slow, and start the day frazzled. Then I tried applying the law of least effort. First, acceptance. Okay, I have a busy day. That's how it is. Then, responsibility. I can choose to start calmly. Maybe I'll make a quick list to feel organized. And defenselessness. If my partner was taking their time, I'd let it go instead of arguing. The result? My mornings became smoother. I wasn't fighting the day, I was flowing with it. And weirdly, I got more done because I wasn't wasting energy on stress. Here's another way to think about it. Imagine you're in a river. If you swim against the current, you get exhausted. But if you float with it, you go farther with less effort. That's the law of least effort, finding the current and going with it. So, how can you use this today? Start small. Next time you feel frustrated, like stuck in traffic or dealing with a slow internet connection, try accepting it. Say, this is happening. I'll use this time to breathe or listen to a podcast. Then, take responsibility. I can't control the traffic, but I can control my mood. And if someone cuts you off, practice defenselessness. Let it go instead of honking. It's not about being passive, it's about choosing where to spend your energy. Save it for what matters. Alright, now for the law of intention and desire. This one's all about focusing your energy to make your dreams come true. It's like having a magic wand, but instead of waving it, you're using your mind. Here's the idea. Everything in the universe is energy, including your thoughts. When you set a clear intention, like I want to feel healthier or I want to find a job I love, you're sending a signal to the universe. Then, by visualizing it and believing it's possible, you align your energy with that desire. Chopra says, when you slip into the gap between thoughts, your intentions will manifest. Now, this isn't about wishing on a star and waiting. It's about combining your intention with action. You set the goal, imagine it vividly, and then take steps toward it. The universe meets you halfway. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I wanted to start a blog but kept putting it off. I'd think, I'm not a writer, or who's going to read it? Then I learned about this law. So I set a clear intention. I want to share my ideas with the world. I imagined myself writing posts, getting comments, feeling proud. Then I took action. I signed up for a writing course and started posting once a week. It wasn't overnight, but slowly, readers showed up. Opportunities came, like guest posts and even a small speaking gig. My intention plus action made it happen. That's the law of intention and desire at work. Here's how you can try it. First, pick one thing you really want. It could be big, like a new career, or small, like a better morning routine. Write it down clearly. I intend to. Then, close your eyes and imagine it happening. See the details, how it feels, what it looks like. Do this for a minute every day. Next, take one tiny step toward it. If you want to get fit, maybe it's a 10-minute walk. If you want to declutter, start with one drawer. The key is consistency. Your intention is the compass. Your actions are the steps. Oh, and one more thing. let go of how it's supposed to happen. Chopra says to release your attachment to the outcome. Trust that the universe will figure out the how. Your job is to stay clear on the what and keep moving forward. Now, let's see how these three laws work together. The law of karma reminds you that your choices matter. Every action plants a seed for your future. The law of least effort teaches you to make those choices with ease, not struggle, by accepting, taking responsibility, and staying open. And the law of intention and desire gives your choices direction. Focusing your energy on what you truly want. It's like driving a car. Karma is the road you're on. Least effort is steering smoothly without fighting the wheel. And intention and desire is knowing where you're headed. When you use all three, life feels purposeful and peaceful. Imagine applying this to a tough day. Say you're stressed at work. Instead of reacting with frustration, karma, you accept the situation, take responsibility for your part, and stay calm, least effort. Then, you set an intention to handle it better next time and visualize success, intention and desire. Boom, you've just aligned with the universal flow. So, what's the big takeaway from Chapter 2? These three laws, karma, least effort, and intention and desire, are your tools to stop forcing life and start flowing with it. You've got the power to choose your actions, to go with the current, and to focus your energy on what matters. Chapter 3. Living Your Purpose with Freedom. Welcome back to our journey through Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. If you've been with me so far, you're already a pro at tapping into your potential and going with the flow. And if you're just jumping in now, no worries, you're in for a treat. This is Chapter 3, and it's all about living with freedom and purpose. Picture this, you living a life where you're free from worry and doing what you love. Sounds good, right? That's what we're aiming for today. I'll break it all down with stories, examples, and some simple tricks you can try. So get comfy, maybe grab a snack, and let's get started. Okay, let's kick things off with the law of detachment. This one might feel a bit strange at first, especially if you're like me and love being in control. I used to plan everything, my day, my week, even what I'd say in meetings. But here's the deal. Life doesn't always stick to the script. And that's where detachment comes in. It's about letting go of the need to control every little thing. So, what does that mean? The law of detachment says that to get what you want, you've got to stop obsessing over how it'll happen. It's not about giving up. It's about trusting that once you've done your part, things will work out. Deepak Chopra puts it like this: in detachment lies the wisdom of uncertainty. In the wisdom of uncertainty lies the freedom from our past. Basically, when you stop gripping so tight, you open the door to all kinds of possibilities. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're holding a balloon. If you squeeze it too hard, it pops, right? But if you hold it gently, it can float up into the sky. That's how you want to hold your dreams. Lightly, with faith that they'll take off when the time's right. Let me tell you a story to make this click. A while back, I was hunting for a job. I found one that seemed perfect. Great pay, cool vibe, the works. I prepped like crazy for the interview, pictured myself signing the offer, and basically put all my eggs in that basket. But then I didn't get it. I was gutted. I'd been so attached to that one job that it felt like my whole world crashed. A week later, though, something wild happened. A friend called about a different gig, totally out of left field. I hadn't even applied for it, but I said yes to checking it out. Turns out, it was better than the first one. More fun, better people, even a little more money. If I'd stayed hung up on that first job, I might have missed this. That's detachment, letting go of one plan so something even better can show up. It's like planting a seed. You put it in the dirt, water it, and give it sunlight. Then, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing, you trust it'll sprout when it's ready. That's what we're aiming for here. Do your part, then let the universe do its thing. So, how do you actually do this? It's simpler than you'd think. Next time you're stressing over something, like a project at work or a date you want to go well, try this. Set your goal, do what you can, and then let it go. You can even say out loud, I'm letting go of how this turns out. It's like sending your wish into the air and trusting it'll land where it's meant to. Here's a little exercise. Think of one thing you're holding on to right now. Maybe it's a worry or a big hope. Close your eyes and picture it as a bubble. Now, imagine that bubble floating away, out of your hands. Feel that lightness? That's detachment. It's not about not caring, it's about caring without stressing. Pretty cool, huh? One last thought on this. Detachment doesn't mean you stop wanting stuff. You can still dream big. It just means you're not tying your happiness to one exact outcome. It's like saying, I love this, but I'll be okay either way. That's real freedom. Freedom from worry, freedom to enjoy the ride. Alright, now let's talk about the law of Dharma. This one's all about purpose, figuring out what makes you special and using it to make the world a bit better. Chopra says everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talent to give to others. Your Dharma is that one-of-a-kind thing you bring to the party. Here's a way to picture it. Think of the world as a huge puzzle, and every person's a piece. Your Dharma is finding where you fit just right. It's not always your job. It might be a hobby, a skill, or even how you treat people. Maybe you're the friend who's always there with a hug, or the one who can fix anything. That's your Dharma shining through. Let me share a story. My friend Lisa loves baking. Seriously, her cookies are next level. She used to work a boring office job, staring at spreadsheets all day, and she was miserable. One day, she said enough, and started a tiny bakery. Now, she's happier than ever, and her treats make everyone else happy too. That's her Dharma, baking her heart out and sharing the love. So, how do you find your Dharma? It starts with some easy questions. What do you love doing? What makes time disappear when you're into it? And how can you use that to help someone? It doesn't have to be fancy. If you love gardening, maybe you grow veggies for your neighbors. If you're a music nut, maybe you play for friends or teach kids a tune. Your Dharma is where what you love meets what the world could use more of. Think back to when you were little. What got you excited? For me, it was telling stories. I'd make up wild tales for my stuffed animals. That's a hint to your Dharma, that thing that feels like play to you but might just change someone's day. And when you share that, it's like lighting a spark that spreads. Finding your Dharma can take time, and that's totally fine. It's like trying on shoes. You keep going until you find the pair that fits. And it might shift as you grow. I used to think my purpose was all about work, climbing the ladder, getting the corner office. I did it, but I felt empty. Then I started writing, just for me, and people said it helped them feel less alone. That's when it hit me. My Dharma's about connecting through words, not chasing titles. Don't stress if you're still figuring it out. Keep trying stuff, paint, dance, cook, whatever calls to you. Your Dharma's already there. It's just waiting for you to say hi. Here's a fun way to start. Grab a pen and write down 3 things you enjoy. Then, next to each, add how you could share it. Like if you love drawing, maybe sketch a card for a friend. If you're into fixing things, help someone with a broken gadget. See how easy that is? Your Dharma doesn't need to be huge, it just needs to be you. Now, let's bring these 2 laws together, because they're best buddies. The law of detachment and the law of Dharma team up to make life feel lighter and more meaningful. When you're detached, you're not scared to chase your Dharma. You can try new things, mess up, and try again, because you're not stuck on one idea of success. It's like being a kid with a box of crayons. You're just coloring, seeing what happens, not worried about the perfect picture. And when you're living your Dharma, detachment gets easier. If you're doing what you love, you don't need to cling to outside stuff for happiness. You're already good. It's a win-win. Picture a river. It doesn't push or fight. It flows around rocks and finds its way. That's you, flowing toward your purpose, trusting the path, not forcing it. Detachment keeps you loose, and Dharma keeps you true. So here's the scoop. The law of detachment is about letting go and trusting life to work out. The law of Dharma is about finding your special spark and sharing it. Together, they're your guide to a freer, fuller you. Your challenge? This week, try 2 things. 1. Let go of something you're holding tight, maybe a worry or a must-go-my-way plan. Picture it floating off like a bubble. 2. Do one small thing you love that helps someone. Cook, listen, whatever feels like you. Tell me how it goes in the comments. I'm dying to hear. And if you like this, subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let go, find your groove, and shine on. See you next time.